Welcome back to Cutting Stems, everyone. Tonight is a special edition of the show. Unfortunately, Fran and Trent cannot be with us, but we have a great team of people. It's a house party. The parents are away, so me and Kelly are gonna play.
The kids will play.
Roan, we got Tommy Smokes, and we have Rudy. Roan is actually a longtime Bachelorette fan, has been tweeting about the show since 2013, but Trent actually took over his spot. Are you looking to gain it back now?
It's not that I want to gain it back, but it's huge shoes to fill. Trent is beloved by Bachelor Nation. People are obsessed with Trent, so I just want to bring a little bit of the expertise. Like you said, I've been tweeting since Claire's first season, so now it's Claire's back 7 seasons later. I'm ready to talk about The Bachelorette.
Okay, and you
also,
were...
two people that forget, Roan was a guest host before on the first iteration of The Bachelor After Show, and you murdered it then, and I'm excited for you to do that now.
I really live this shit.
I know you do.
I really do.
I have nothing but faith in you right now.
Thank you.
We're excited for Roan's takes. We're also excited for Tommy Smokes and Rudy to join the show. Tommy has been watching this season. He's been watching Claire. Now he's dabbling into Tayshia.
Yeah, every week I've been telling myself, oh, this is the last week I watch. You know, oh, Claire, it's all the drama. But I'm kind of hooked now. I'm invested. All the guys, they have their own stories. We got Tayshia trying to find love, so they hooked me in and synced me.
Okay.
Right.
You
Hook,
Like
line,
hook, line, and sinker.
Hook,
Yeah.
line, and
Yeah.
sinker,
I messed up the verb.
Yeah.
Already.
Nobody tune out
You got
yet.
it.
Tommy will get better.
He's gonna get better.
Yeah, he's gonna
It's
get
the
there.
lights have me a little nervous.
Yeah, we're all shook by the
Yeah, I
lights,
don't-
but we'll get
oh.
there.
It's a
right?
big
Tits
stage.
popping in here? Okay.
Rudy, it's your first time watching the show, so it's a kind of like a first impression Rose type of feel. What did you think of the episode?
There was a lot to take in. I'm really excited to spew some horribly uneducated takes on everybody. I know barely anything. I know I saw the first couple episodes, but basically everything I did was based off body language. and
He's a body
visuals.
language expert.
Yeah,
He knows so
visuals.
much about body language.
Yeah,
understand that.
that's actually why we have Rudy on the
Body
show.
language,
He
Rudy.
does study body language, so we're going to get more into that later on. Kelly, how are you feeling? Your boy Bennett, he got a lot of screen time tonight.
I'm feeling good about my boy Bennett, but before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit about what we're drinking today,
Yep.
which is our fabulous Owens mixers, as usual. It's
Cheers.
Cheers to all. Let's do a
Cheers,
group
friends.
cheers
Yes.
before we start talking that shit.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Owens mixers, we have a cucumber mint and lime situation mixed with some gin. Called it Noah's mustache. If you have fresh garnish for the top, you can just feel that disgusting mustache
Yeah, a little
all over
tingle.
you. If
Yeah,
you
a
were
little,
to do
little
that.
tickly feeling. If you go to owensmixers.com and use Barstool15, you'll get 15% off. Drink with us. We're doing this every single week. I think that this is going until December 22nd.
That's what
I
we're
heard.
hearing.
Good.
We have 4 more episodes
Good.
left, and it's going to conclude right before
be there.
Christmas, which I'm very excited about. It's a lot of extra time. Again, usually The Bachelor
probably
isn't
won't.
on during this time of the year. It's usually ends in like August, comes back in January. So it's been a different season for us all, and I like having The Bachelor around the holidays. It's fun. This is essentially a Friendsgiving.
It
and
is
I'm happy about
festive.
it.
It's a house party. All right, let's start off. The episode started off with this group date where they had to create songs for Tayshia.
Yes.
Automatically awkward. There's no real musicians on there. This is not Listen to Your Heart. Rowan, how did you feel about it? Because you're kind of like a word connoisseur, no?
I feel like I am a word connoisseur, and as a word connoisseur, I would have rhymed Tayshia with geisha, and no one really did that. I would have had some kind of Japanese themed song, and I wish someone did that. None of them, I don't think, had any kind of good songs. Even when they were playing guitar, they weren't like holding the guitar like they were actually playing it. Not good music, but they showed some boldness up there. That's what helped them.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. What did you think about, I think it's Damar had that line, throwing some shade at JPJ, John Paul Jones, for those who forget, the man who dated Tayshia on Bachelor in Paradise. There was a little bit of a diss there. I thought he was the only one that knew how to spit a rhyme.
JPP?
No,
JPJ.
JPJ was
Close,
a
but-
classic
Dyslexia, sorry.
contestant. But I thought that was, you would have to know her history, but it showed a little bit of extra knowledge that he had going on
I
there.
think it's good.
You know, for me, if you're up there trying to make a real love song, you're a square, you're a simp. You got to go up there, that's personality time. That's where Tommy shines. You got to try to make a joke out of it, maybe sing Wet Ass Pussy or like some really graphic
Right.
rap song where it's clear it's a joke. Tayshia's not going to pick her next husband off of who can write a love song the best. You
But
gotta
are
go
you,
up there
you
and
want to make
show-
it a joke, though?
It's not, it's poking fun.
Is this
It's
show
really-
a joke to you?
No, it's poking
Yeah,
we're
fun.
here
It's
for
taking
real
it light.
love.
It's taking it light.
Get it together.
Oh, Tommy.
Get it together.
Tommy's
You
never
look like a
coming back.
fucking mess.
I've never
You don't need it.
Never-
It's all right. You don't need it
never
till later.
welcome back.
Tommy,
that
you
is
look
for
like
it's
a
for
mess.
Fran for later.
I do look like a mess.
If you're gonna, talk this shit about them, then come up with something right now. Give us your
Agreed.
No,
new
I
song
literally
about
just
Tayshia.
said I would not come up with something.
Okay,
Well,
well then
give us
sing
a
WAP.
goofy
Be
song.
funny
Sing
about
WAP
it.
then.
Charm us. Be
Sing WAP.
funny.
I was just
Tell us a
fucking
joke,
hilarious.
clown.
I was gonna tell us a joke, clown.
Yeah.
Literally.
Woo us.
Move on. to
As
the
a
next-
body
Okay.
language expert, what do you see about
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tommy's
Rudy,
body
how do you
language
feel
right
about his
now?
body
He's
language right now?
incredibly nervous. His
Yeah.
nipples are hardening by the second.
This is a nipple shirt.
Okay.
He's profusely sweating.
I don't
Profusely
like
sweating.
how
I'd like to see what his
the
ass is
IFB
doing right now.
makes me feel like a different person.
Okay.
I
Okay.
honestly
I
feel like this
understand.
season, though, a lot of the challenges are set up for these dudes to fail. Like, they just want to
They
make
are.
them look terrible. They want to have avocado on their face or make them wrestle or make them sing some song where they know that they're going to be
Similar
embarrassed.
to last week when they're questioning their intelligence, making them go to school. My poor boyfriend Bennett, he could barely get his
Spell.
footing so he could answer the math questions.
Bennett
he went to Harvard. He knows.
So he should have
But he was
spelled
caught
limousine
off
right.
guard.
But we have to remember, they can't go anywhere. So when we're sitting
true.
there and we're like, this show is fucking boring. Where are the dates? Where's the fun? Where's the excitement? They have to make it all in that resort.
Yeah.
There's really no outside. So
It's
like,
true.
yeah, of course they're writing songs. And that's why they made the show Listen to Your Heart, because they're
Because
in
they
a
can't keep
mansion.
doing these for challenges.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. I also think it's interesting, going off of that, Ivan won that challenge unfairly. I think Damar was robbed of that. And Ivan won, except they went to have, back to your point of like they can't have any good dates, they basically had like a 13-year-old sleepover at first. Like they had a pillow fight with pre-cut pillows. I'm sorry. Did you guys see that bullshit? That was
The
ridiculous.
feathers just came
I know
pouring out.
you're equally angry.
It was
It's-
preposterous.
It was
That was
preposterous.
planned.
Thank you.
Nothing
They
ain't
It was
fun about
fluffed
absurd.
those pillows up
Everyone
and
here
they
is a
said-
feather
played-
expert. We know that was too many feathers.
Exactly, we all know. And it was, the Floor is Lava game was going on. Ivan just did not know how to play that game. He was so thrown by the whole thing. He, at one point, mentioned, like, I don't do drugs. I'm glad we're not too drunk to play Floor is Lava. Like, it was a bunch of weird, silly, corny things that he said that made me feel a little bit like he was lame at first.
Right. Now, before we get into the serious portion of Ivan and Tayshia's talk, let's talk about the beginning part. First of all, Floor is Lava, fun-ass game. Agree?
Fun-ass
Go
game,
down the
agree.
line. Would you play Floor is Lava if you're, like, joking around, you're having some
On
fun?
a date?
There's nothing else to do. You're in
they're
quarantine.
not
Are you
gonna-
playing Floor is Lava?
I don't think so. I don't think with a new date that you're playing Floor is Lava. I think that that's something you're playing with someone you're familiar with, maybe. You're already tight with them. You like Floor is Lava?
I think you play Floor is Lava with any setting. Whether it's your best friends for life, it's a first date, family, Floor is Lava plays.
If I'm
Floor is
loose
Lava
enough,
puts
yeah.
asses in the seat. Super fun game.
What do you think, Rudy?
You guys all made fun of me because as soon as I said they were playing Floor is Lava, I said that Ivan was going to grab a hip, which is what you do in Floor is Lava. It's a contact-based
You
game.
were like, oh, good opportunity to grab a hip.
I said
Well,
it was
you're a
a good
body
opportunity.
You did
language
say
expert,
that.
so it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Right.
Yeah, my goal tonight was to focus on body language. I said he was going to grab a hip, and lo and behold, towards the end of it, he grabbed her entire ass cheek. Everyone at home saw it.
We
and
did.
You guys made fun of me for that, but he did do that. So, I think that it was actually I think he played it great, Kelly. I have to disagree with you. I think he played that game fantastically.
And then they
Okay.
did play Twister after, which, by
True.
the way, we talked about this. Do the creators of Twister realize they just made a sexual game? They just made a game where everyone has
I
to
think they
touch up on
definitely
each
do.
other.
I think that you have to know.
But
that
you play that as a
Twister-
kid, they're like
Right, but
igniting
you play it
some
as a kid,
early
and then
sexual
there's
feelings.
right.
as a
You
kid.
play it as a kid, and then there are years where you never play it, and then you play it again as a drunk adult with your friends in like your friend's house, and you get fucked up till 4 a.m, and you play Twister with your friends, and that is like when it becomes fun again. I feel like Tayshia and Ivan were bordering on that. Like they're just drinking wine, they're touchy feely with Twister. I was all here for Twister.
And then eventually they got into their feelings a little bit after.
They're a very serious conversation, which
Yeah.
I think, and obviously everybody can chime in too. I think that it was a good conversation. It was a conversation that needed to be had. Something that we never would have talked about on The Bachelor before. This is the first season we have an upcoming black lead. We have a black Bachelorette. Apart from Rachel Lindsay, it's a big deal. It was a really good conversation, and I thought personally it was interesting to see Ivan, someone like Ivan or anybody, talk about real-world events. I feel like whenever these one-on-one dates happen, they always talk about like their families, their past life, whatever. Same with the Bachelor or Bachelorette. They never actually talk about what's going on in the world, and I think it's interesting that they did that. It's, it shows that he's got some marbles in his head, They can have a real conversation. They can be real people.
Yeah, I think they had to do that because if that
Definitely.
conversation was not had on the show, then everyone would be like, all right, is The Bachelorette ever going to talk about some real
It's
issues?
true.
Everyone's always talking about themselves. This was a weird year. They're addressing COVID all the time. They got to address other events that are happening.
Of course.
Beside that, very good for the show. I'm glad they talked about it. I do think Tayshia is going to break Ivan's heart.
You
What
think
do you
so?
think?
Why do you think that? I feel like
kinda
you
with
were
you on
saying
that,
that
Rhea.
all night.
I'm a
He
little
was
bit with you on
weeping.
that as
He
well.
was weeping. They have this emotional connection. You think that she's
They
gonna?
do, but I wonder, like, yes, that
I think
emotional
it may
connection.
be too emotional for her.
Right. It
I
was
think
such
she's
an
gonna be like,
intense
all right,
conversation.
I need some action. I need
Yeah.
some lightning here. I need to be like turned on. And Ivan is
little
not
bit of
necessarily
Noah.
turning her on. Yeah. Noah's like a bad boy.
Yeah, no, it is a little
Exactly.
bit of a bad boy. as
Ivan's a
we've come
good
to
boy.
see.
Ivan is a very good boy. You could tell his heart is in the exact right place. But he
Absolutely.
doesn't have that extra like panache to his. He doesn't have that
doesn't have that
Tommy
X
swagger.
factor, yes. He
That
doesn't have
that
that
je ne
X
sais
factor.
quoi. That
A
you
nice
kinda need.
guy, a nice guy. You say, oh, my friend Ivan, but do you say my husband Ivan?
Who knows?
I
He was
don't-
he was a hell of a speaker, though. I
Great speaker.
appreciated what he said. I liked everything he said about George Floyd and Black Lives Matter. I thought that was
Yeah,
good.
I think
Needed
that they
to
had a
happen.
really good moment for Ivan. Great connection, but like I said, Ivan, really nice guy. I don't know if they're going to make it. This show really does cover it all because we went from having that serious conversation to then having a group date where they have to make fake sex noises and have orgasms on the phone. I don't
Within
know
15
what
minutes.
happened here. Do you guys know what happened here? What was this
No,
game?
I must have
What were
missed
the
that
smoothies?
transition.
What was your guys' perception of what was happening?
I had no idea what was going on. I think that it was another attempt to humiliate these men, make them eat bull testicles, make them eat larvae, make them make sex noises. How is any man going to come out on top making a minute of sex noises? They're going to find at least a couple seconds of sex noises to make you look pretty bad and
It's
pretty embarrassing.
100% true. Who do you think was the worst? I don't even want to say it.
Bennett's and it's on the screen.
It was
Bennett
so
by
bad.
a landslide.
It was so bad. I thought that his were the worst by far. I thought Blake's were obnoxious. He was the one screaming bloody murder, and I think it was Damar that said something like damn, Blake's got some demons. Like, he was just screaming bloody murder. Kenny's went on for way too long.
Yeah, Blake's was
Bennett's
like
was a
when he
nightmare.
comes, it's like angry. It's like he's
Yeah.
just like releasing all
It's like,
his
you
demons.
okay?
Do we all agree Siberian Husky? Blake, Siberian Husky. He's a Siberian Husky in the face. He looks like a
Oh,
Siberian
yeah,
Husky.
that's a fair thing to
100%
say.
agreement, and he's a park ranger, so it's like
Yeah.
It's a beautiful dog. I don't feel like
hate
that's like a
Blake.
mean
Blake
thing.
was such
No.
a simp
No,
over
not at all.
Tayshia, right? He was the one that or over Claire. He was the one that almost left.
Yeah, he
Right?
was walking around
Who was
naked
sad,
all the
yes.
time. But Tommy, don't let us forget that you said you wanted to make sexual
No,
noises on this
you
show.
you said if we ask you to, will you give me a minute of sex? And I said
No,
maybe.
A minute
No,
of
Tommy,
no.
you
We
said that
You
you
don't
would
have a
do
minute
it.
in you, Tommy.
You remember the
No.
back in the
All right,
day?
fine.
Wait, do you remember
You
back in the
haven't
day
yet.
when before you could buy an iTunes song, you only got like 15 seconds
Yeah.
of it?
Yeah.
Give us the
Would-
preview.
can we
Give
get,
it-
can
give
we
us
get
a little
the
preview.
free
Give us
Which
the,
might be
the
the whole
hit
thing.
clips version.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. thank you so much for this.
That you sound like an
That's it.
Italian
What?
baker.
Wait, you say you say
Thank you so much
when
for
you,
this.
when
Like,
you
that's
bust?
literally Tommy. Wow.
When you
say
bust,
thank
you
you
say
while you're
thank
having
you for
sex.
while you're busting.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, that's actually kind
No.
of sick. I'm
You made fun of these guys? You made fun of
No,
these
no, no.
guys, Tommy?
They
I
were
thought you
mo-
were
they
gonna
were
get worse
wrong
than
with that.
Bennett.
Look, any Tom, Dick, and Harry can moan. Make
Let's
some
hear it then.
conversation.
Let's hear it then.
Give us
Moan.
one
You
solid
want me to moan?
One
Do
solid
it.
moan.
One
Moan.
moan.
Give us a good moan.
At least they
One
went
good
for it,
moan.
Tommy. At least they took it seriously and really
Give us
went
one
for
Do
it.
it. One
Give us
good
one
moan.
Oh!
that was a good
No,
moan.
You sound like
Okay.
That
you're.
was good.
I hate it.
I don't even know
He
what that
sounded
is.
like he was doing the wave at a Little League World
I mean,
Series
I'm not
game.
talking about like a feminine moan, but like, oh, but like a oh.
You sound like
Oh.
Andrew Dice Clay. Oh. What's
Hey,
that?
like an Italian guy introducing himself.
All right, moving on. I know Kelly wants to talk about this.
God,
Bennett had some alone time with Tayshia, and we found out
Yes, he
something that I
did.
think we already knew about him, but was a shock to you, Kelly. He
Yeah.
was engaged, and he's 36 years old now, and said the last time he was in love was when he was 18. So I'm confused about the events
There's a
here.
gap.
I'm
in there.
confused too. There's a
Yikes.
gap in there. I'm going to need a little more information on this. I had never heard before that he had a fiance, which it honestly makes me feel better though, because he's 36 years old. That would get me thinking like, oh, what's the deal? Like, why are you 36? You're handsome. You went to Harvard. Like, you seemingly are great. Why haven't you like been in a relationship? But knowing that he's had some like traumatic fiance breakup situation only makes me love him more, to be honest.
But
Means
if
he's
I'm
not afraid of
Tayshia,
commitment.
I'm thinking this guy's gonna do the same exact thing that he did to the
Damn.
fiance. He definitely told his fiance that he loved her, and now suddenly he never loved her. If he tells Tayshia that he loves her, why is that real?
He was a little vague when she asked him like to talk about it. He kind of, I don't know if he teared up or just like brushed past it and was like, it's still hard to talk about, and really didn't give a lot of details. So, Roan, I mean, I don't want to
Because he doesn't
want to
say he left her at the altar.
I know. I don't want to speak ill of him, but I need more information before I can really make a passing judgment on that.
Or he killed her. We did say he has some serial
There have been
killer-like
some whispers
tendencies.
around
Patrick
crew
Bateman.
that he might be
Bateman
like a
vibes.
I don't
sociopath serial
think
killer,
that he
but
has
I
that
don't
in
agree.
him. I don't think he has that in him. I
Oh,
mean,
No.
Bennett could
Bennett,
kill him. Look at those eyes.
I don't think
once
so.
again, I had not watched the show very much. To me, Bennett is built like a calculator. He, you know what I mean? Like
You didn't like his blouse?
I love him.
He had a nice
blouse?
blouse. You didn't see the blouse he was wearing, that yellow blouse?
Do you call shirts blouses
Blouse?
usually?
No, the shirt that he was wearing
Was
was
a
a blouse.
blouse?
It was a
It was
blouse.
100% a blouse. You didn't see
Game
his blouse when he
blouses.
tucked his shirt into his
Oh
blouse?
yeah, no, he tucked his shirt
It was a
into his
blouse.
shorts, which is like a calculator guy move. I mean, everything he says is
I think Rudy's
calculator-esque.
jealous.
Yeah, you sound
You
jealous.
sound
of
jealous
that.
right now.
You sound broke, bro.
He can't stop calling him a
Because Bennett's
calculator
the
guy.
New
Like,
York
what does that
City
even
guy
mean?
you wanna
One.
be.
Right, you sound
Two,
real broke.
You sound real broke. Ron already cleared up the fact that Bennett can tuck his shirt into his shorts. It's like he's been to Nantucket before. He's been on vacation. Have you?
Bro, I've been going to Nantucket my entire life. I've never tucked in my pants. in
People
my
probably
shorts.
talking shit about
Rudy,
you behind
your
your back.
body language right now says you're really insecure and jealous of Bennett.
Listen, all I'm
Just
saying,
saying.
all I'm saying is that I do not.
Ooh.
Listen, my initial point was that I just don't think Bennett is capable of killing a man. I think that he would probably pay someone else.
Oh
to
wait,
kill
we
someone
forgot
for
that
him.
That
Rudy's
is
on
fair.
Bennett's side here. We're like
Oh,
booing
yeah,
him, but
sorry.
he's actually
Yeah.
saying that he's,
Well, he's
not
willing.
a serial
He's
killer.
I don't think
brilliant.
he's a serial
I
killer.
mean it
No.
I
kind
just
of as
think
a
that-
compliment.
Yeah.
Agreed that he is not a
Bateman
serial
was
killer.
well
He's got
put together.
that passion, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
very well put
Anyway.
together.
Moving on, we finally got a hot tub situation, which Trent tweeted out. The La Quinta, is that how you say it? The
La
La
Quinta.
Quinta Resort hot tub looks exactly like you would expect. It's
Yeah.
not this like
It's not great.
Not great.
beautiful hot tub. It kind of looks like, you know, when you're on a road trip and you're stopping at a quick hotel and you see the hot tub that you wouldn't usually go in, but then everyone's like, "Ah," and you don't
It
really want to
honestly,
dive.
it makes sense why
fully
we
in.
haven't seen a hot tub until now. It's crazy that it's now 7 weeks we're into this, and this is the first hot tub appearance. I've had that on the drinking game since week 1, because normally it's hot tubs every day.
Yeah.
But I understand now that it's a less desirable
Right.
hot tub.
Roan, you didn't seem like you liked Zac C.
Yeah. I want to like Zac C. I want to like all of them, but they're just.
You can't.
Yeah, you just can't like them all. You just kind of have to pick their favorites. And right now, Brendan is my favorite. I feel like Brendan's about to do some fucking work.
And why do you think that?
He just has the way that they're kind of framing him up right now. He has the glow. But you said
with
you think that he's gonna get his heart broken too.
I think Tayshia's here to break some hearts. We see that later on in the episode. She really shows them who's boss, and I think that she's going to break some hearts, unfortunately,
I
including
worry-
Brendan, who wasn't shown at all this episode.
Yeah,
He
worry
had that
a
little
lot.
poolside- go
He had a
ahead.
little. He had a little bit of a poolside thing, but I worry too with that Tayshia breaking hearts. Tayshia has done nothing wrong up until this point. Like she still has done nothing wrong in my eyes. I think she's been fantastic. But we all are smarter than this. We know that there is a point where we will turn on the Bachelorette at some point for making a bad decision, and I'm hoping it's not breaking the hearts of several of these angel men, but it seems to be like it's heading in that direction. So I'm with you, Rhea.
Yeah, we definitely don't root for that,
No.
but unfortunately, only
But
one.
something's got to happen.
Only
It's-
one could be the winner.
Only one, yeah. There can only be one.
Speaking of
Island.
winners, Zac C won that group date rose. I personally did not believe that this hot tub date was super strong for him, but I do think he deserved it in the past. What do you guys think?
I think there's something about his look that, like, I can't even get to his personality because I'm stuck at his look. Like, I feel like his personality is really winning her over, but I just, like, I just get stuck. I don't know why.
Does he have like a punchable
hairy-
face to you?
Yeah,
hairy
it could be
chest.
something like
Really
that, or
hairy
it's
chest.
Hairy
maybe his
chest.
chest.
I
Great,
didn't
nice
hate the
pecs.
hairy chest. Good pecs.
Yeah, good pecs.
Fine. I didn't
Average.
necessarily need it in my face at that time, but I.
Yeah, I
There's
could
There's
see
something
that.
though, if you look at how Tayshia looks at him, you look at the twinkle in her eye, there's
Right.
something there.
He has
There's
like a
just
chillness about him. He
it's
has a
just
calmness, but I
natural
can't even
love
get
and
to it.
connection.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Rudy, you're the body language
what do you
guy.
think about
It was
Zac
Well, I
in
was
the
gonna
hot tub.
say
What'd you
while
think?
we were watching it, I thought that the hot tub day was horrifying. I thought that his body language was way off. I thought that she was showing no signs of interest. I thought it was going to be a complete disaster. And then she proceeded to make out with him and give him a rose. So it was a complete airball on my part. I don't see it. I don't understand what she sees in him. I think it's a complete misfit.
He talks like a ventriloquist, like he's not trying to move his lips. Like he
Yes.
could just say everything
He's old.
without,
He
like...
does seem a little on
There,
edge.
it just seems, I don't know,
Is he
there's
old?
just something that just doesn't seem
He
to
strikes
match
me
up
as
for
old.
me, and maybe they're faking it right now. You know
Maybe.
what I mean?
But their
'Cause-
legs
Could
were
be.
kind of intertwined. You can't really
Yeah,
fake
the
the leg
editing
thing.
was weird because it
I
did
don't know.
seem like they had no connection, and then all of a sudden they were making out. And
Yeah, right.
sometimes
Yeah.
that just happens in life. Sometimes you think you have no connection, then you start making out. So
Also,
I feel like
too,
that might have
they
been
have
what
had
happened.
they're probably. He's been in our top 5 guys like since he met Tayshia. So I feel like they have a little bit of that established connection that they can continue, where maybe one awkward moment in the hot tub isn't going to stop them from like a makeout.
Is he a songwriter? Does he have some like weird shit about him? Like, does he have like a hidden talent or something?
He looks like a mountain biker.
Do you
Is he a
guys
mountain
think-
biker? He might be a mountain biker.
Could be.
He's like Matthew McConaughey. It's not what I'm saying. It's what other people on this show have said before.
Interesting.
In the mouth, kind
In
of, in the
what way?
underbite, his
Because
jaw.
I personally
kinda
think no
has-
one can match Matthew McConaughey, but Trent has said many times he thinks Matthew McConaughey for Zac C.
Like looks-wise
Wow.
or
Yeah, like the whole
vibe-wise?
vibe, the look.
Excuse me?
No.
Yeah, it's
Damn.
offensive to
Yeah, I
Matthew
don't know about
McConaughey.
all
That's
that.
that's
I don't
like-
think I'd have heard him
crazy.
say that.
Just
I
in
would
the
have
underbite.
disputed it.
They just both have a little underbite.
I get the
think.
mannerisms thing a little bit. He is kind of to what you're saying, Ron. He's like got that calming thing, I guess, like Matthew McConaughey, same way. I wouldn't
Yeah,
put them on
kind
the
of
same
a
plane.
cowboy,
but-
little
Yeah.
calm cowboy.
To put it like this, Matthew McConaughey's rom-coms, they go straight to the top. Zac C's rom-coms, they would flop. They would
Yeah,
just
they
go
would
straight
flop
to
for sure.
DVD.
Yeah.
That's how I look at
Certainly.
it.
Yes.
Then we had some awkward interaction between Ed and Chris Harrison because both Ben
Ugh.
and Ed were looking to go get some alone time with Tayshia. They both felt like they didn't get it.
It's a
Ben,
disaster.
we'll talk about that. But first, let's talk about Ed and Chris Harrison. Why would Ed think that Chris Harrison is Tayshia's room? Was this whole thing set up? Yes, obviously, right?
I think so 100%. Like there is no doubt in my mind that
I
this
mean,
happened.
look, Chris Harrison's
And it
in
would happen
full
to Ed.
makeup at
They
2:30
said it's
a.m.
2:30 in the morning.
They
no way.
probably
Which I also don't buy. He's in
They-
a tracksuit, fully alert at 2:30 in the morning with 2 glasses of wine ready.
Yeah.
I don't buy it.
I've
because
Ed was
seen,
probably
I've seen
like-
Chris Harrison in person. He looked amazing. I picture him as being something that looks great at
Humble
all times.
brag.
whatever,
Yeah,
Rudy.
yeah,
They
wow.
were gonna rehearse it.
I mean, you know much better than I do. I'm
What?
just saying that like I think
It
he's
is
someone
true.
that
I
looks
said that
presentable
too.
at all times.
I will say this: I don't think it's that bad for Ed because he had an opportunity, half hour there to butter up Chris Harrison, get in his good graces. Maybe that puts you in the mix for potential Bachelor in Paradise, future Bachelor season. So getting on Chris Harrison's good side, it's not that bad.
That's a very good point, Tommy.
Having a
Very good
glass
point.
of
Thank
red
you.
wine with Chris Harrison is a win. Would you
What
guys
a
rather
dream.
have the glass of red wine with Chris Harrison or have alone time with Tayshia?
Obviously,
Chris
I would say
Tayshia,
I would
what?
rather hang out with Tayshia.
What were you saying before?
You guys are
about
crazy.
Tayshia, about how she would probably go for me.
I actually did say that, Tommy. I said I think that Tayshia would actually like Tommy because her type seems to be like dorky white guys. And I feel
so
like that
I
is
would
your
probably
vibe.
have to take the alive. Well, I don't know what gave you that impression, but I'd probably have to take the alone time with
Right.
Tayshia, and we'd hit it off.
Yeah.
But Chris Harrison, I could also butter up. So
Did you guys notice how Ed said it was nice to meet Chris Harrison?
No, I missed that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that was interesting. I
That's
feel like
weird.
Ed was like off put by the whole thing. Like he was just like, "Where's Tayshia? Can we just get to Tayshia? Like, why are you guys stringing me around like this? Like, I want my time with
Yeah.
Tayshia." But he's just a punchline, I guess. While
He's so
some other
confused.
people get the time.
Yeah,
right,
he's
he's
definitely
so confused. But I wonder though if it's how much of it is confusion and how much of it is he like joking around. He just always looks confused
No,
as
he's
fuck
dead
and like a
serious.
little fucked
He
up.
looks
Like, I
sad
don't
all
know.
the time. He's quite frankly looks very sad.
Yeah.
I don't
What's
know
his deal,
how.
you know?
I don't know how he's still there. I don't know how.
Me
no,
neither.
Tayshia, no self-respecting woman could look at Ed and say, "I'm gonna marry that man."
Dude,
That's my
Ed would
future
dust you
husband."
in math. I don't know how you're talking shit on fucking.
He
He's,
would. My
mental
he's
math
more
is
jacked than
literally
you.
unbeaten.
He fucking got
He's
an
very good at
800 on his
math.
SATs in math. How are you talking shit
I got
on
like a
Ed?
760.
Just
so
That's
well, so he did
that's
better than you.
less than
Yeah,
what-
that's
it's
fewer.
close.
That's
I mean,
math.
give me a second chance. I mean, he probably had a private tutor.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
just
I just
saying.
all I could focus on was how he has a huge neck.
Very
and he
nice
also
neck.
looks
Very,
just like
very
Nick
wide.
Merckx. He looks like a sad Nick Merckx.
Yeah, he has a little allergic reaction face going
Oh my
on, but
God.
that's
Merckx.
not.
Why is
he-
everyone always talking about
Shut
Nick
up.
Merckx?
You say where's
Like
Hank?
Hank's always talking about Nick Merckx. Like,
He's-
fuck
Nick
him.
My
Merckx
friends
is
are always talking
sick,
about Nick
don't
We're
Merckx
not
too.
going to start talking about video games
We're not
right now.
talking about
Moving
that,
on,
no.
moving on. I feel like Ed, he was persuaded by the producers. They knew where to tell him to go. Obviously, Ben was going to go talk to Tayshia. They weren't going to send Ed to interrupt Ben and Tayshia because Ben was at the point of jumping off a bridge possibly because he was like,
Absolutely.
Tayshia thinks I'm the worst. He couldn't believe that they've had no time together. So he ended up talking to Tayshia. How did you guys think it went? I thought it was decent.
I thought that the conversation with Ben and Tayshia was fine. I think that Ben seems like way desperate at this point. Like his being like, she hates me. It's like a lot of anxiety, a lot of shit. And I think that he needed that reassurance, which I'm somebody who also needs the same. So I commend him for doing that. He had to go, had to make that known.
But I think it worked, though.
No,
I
it
think
definitely
that he
worked.
went
She
in,
picked him first the
yeah,
next day.
yeah.
So I think that was 100%
It's almost
great
like
for
she
him.
wanted him to lower himself, and then
Yeah.
once he did, she was like, okay, that's kind of what I wanted out of
All right.
this relationship, and then suddenly she liked him a little bit more.
Agreed. She literally picked him first at the rose ceremony the next day, so it seemed to have worked out fine for him. Did you guys think that was a good move or like
I
a
think
scent
Ben
move?
stinks.
What?
like
You
that.
said he looks like Nate. I thought you said he looks like Nate.
Ben-
He's handsome.
Yeah, he's handsome. He looks like Nate and Michael Shannon had a baby. But I think the when he was like in a
Yeah, okay.
confessional, he was like, she just thinks I'm the worst. Like he is.
was
I
very
do
Eeyore
agree,
vibes.
simp-like tendencies, but
Yeah,
like you said,
womp womp,
Yeah.
Debbie Downer,
Womp womp, Debbie
SNL.
Downer,
Yeah.
Eeyore.
he did
all
kind
the
of
above.
disappoint her and then win her good graces back. So to have a little bit of adversity, that's big, where I don't think any other guy on the show has really said that. So as much as I dislike him personally, probably wasn't the worst strategic move.
Whenever someone
Yeah.
says she thinks
all
I'm the
about
worst,
strategy.
they want you to
Always.
say, no, you're not the worst. So there's
Right.
kind of that like
He was fishing for
neediness that he
Yeah.
has. There's a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
neediness.
He needs reassurance.
My immediate thought was that someone needs to check in on Ben.
yeah.
Because it was trending in the direction of, self-hate. And it was getting kind of sad. And I think that he's sort of like...
Wow, this is getting deep.
Yeah, damn, he's not wrong, but like
Yeah,
it
no.
was a
Well,
little
like,
weird.
it was
yeah.
like, damn, dude, like you're gonna roll in there with that kind of attitude? I mean, like she may pity you for a couple more episodes, but then it's gonna be like curtains for you, my G. It's over.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
He's got to lift that attitude up.
big time.
Rooting for Ben. I've liked him from the beginning. I'm glad he got some time with Tayshia. Then we move on to this weird situation. I don't even know exactly what happened, but Noah, is Tayshia mad at Noah here? Is Noah fighting with Bennett? What happened with Noah from last week where we were rooting for this guy and now it's going downhill?
I'm not so sure exactly how it came about or who even said what is being accused. Noah went to Tayshia and they were chit-chatting and he was saying to her that some of the guys in the house were saying something along the lines of like, Tayshia's giving out roses just to cause drama. Like she gave Noah a rose just to piss everybody off. And Tayshia got so mad that she canceled the rest of the cocktail party and then went straight to the rose ceremony. Everybody was furious. Noah came back. They all were figuring out like, what the hell is going on? What'd you say to her? Blah, blah, blah. He explained the story. Bennett then said and reminded him, I am not here to breastfeed you, which I thought was interesting. So the guys aren't happy, but I really don't know. Like, did they not say anything and Noah just made all that shit up? Because I don't remember anybody saying anything like that.
It seemed like a lot of stuff was edited out.
Yeah.
As a guy, what kind of vibes does Noah give off to you? Would you be friends with him? Do you not like him?
It's tough because he came into the group late, and these guys obviously all have their relationships, and they're all bros, and they see this guy as an outsider, and they're like, we can easily ostracize this without compromising our group mentality that we already have. So it's like, if all things were equal, if you were really focused on Tayshia, I don't think that you will be worried about it. But when you start kind of losing control of your relationship with Tayshia, you start blaming other things and other people. And I think that he's fallen victim to that by some of the guys who are less sure in their relationships.
Absolutely. I feel like it's an insecurity thing. They see Noah, they get a little worried.
Yes.
It's the music they play behind him, even though they
Yes.
don't hear it.
was
We
menacing.
do.
I was getting,
Yeah, I
I
was
was
like-
getting anxious. Did you guys notice that? Especially you, Rudy? Body
Yeah,
language
I'm
expert?
all in on Noah. As someone who's not been watching the show very closely, I felt like Noah was playing chess while everyone else was playing tic-tac-toe. I mean, he was, planting seeds in other people's minds. He's playing the bad boy image to the fullest. He's wearing all black. He's making all of them look silly. They're all like, ugh. Bennett said the breastfeeding line as if that was going to, like, pierce Noah's armor. That was the weirdest fucking thing I've ever heard.
I loved it. I thought it was effective.
See, Noah, he'll never win in the end. She'll never pick
No,
him.
he'll go out and
So Bennett
burn
is
But
right.
he will take some other people down with him. That's
Right.
Noah's story.
Right.
He's a classic reality TV show villain. Seems like
Bad
he's gonna
boy.
take Bennett down with them in the,
Yes.
if we're looking
It
at
seems
the scenes
so,
for
yeah,
next
next week.
So
He's
Noah,
a terrorist.
another guy where Tayshia's not gonna be like, that's my husband, but she'll see who he exposes, and I think that could be really telling for her.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
Tayshia was not happy with the events that had happened here. She got the whole group together. She canceled the rest of the cocktail party, and she gave them a talking to. She was like a stern teacher up there. She did a hair flip. She let them have it, and they were all a little shook. Riley especially, which we've seen multiple times before.
Yeah. Agreed.
No, I love the hair flip. I
She was
lost my
furious.
shit when she flipped her hair like that. She was pissed off.
You said the teacher. It reminded me of like remember in like maybe 2nd or 3rd grade, and like you'd have a really bad day as the class, and you'd start to break the teacher down.
Yep.
And she'd get like she'd be like, I'm a real person. Like she'd like get
Yeah.
really emotional, be like,
I'm
oh
not
shit,
just a teacher.
we've gone too far today. I'm the teacher. That's the vibe
Exactly.
I got from Tayshia.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very
and
much so.
I laughed at one of Trent's tweets. He said it would be hilarious if Tayshia was like, "Don't make me go get Claire again," and just run around there.
I will say that Claire would have asked for names. She would have said, who said this? And
Yeah.
she would have
Yeah.
gotten to the bottom of it. And I wish that Tayshia did that. I wish she was like, who was talking shit? You let me know so I can call them out by name, sit them down, and have some more drama.
Yeah, I think we're going to see more of that next week, which I'm excited about.
I think so,
we
too.
obviously went right to the rose ceremony, which we saw some shocking people go home. Chasen. Chasen, I thought was going to stick around just a little longer just for the drama aspect of that.
I thought
Were you
so
guys
too.
shocked with
we
who
didn't
went
hear
home?
we didn't hear one thing about Smoke Show this week.
Yeah.
That was the topic of the week last week, and not one thing this week. He barely got any TV time, and he's now gone.
He was completely cut out. It was Kenny, Jordan C., Dr. Joe, R.I.P.
Pour one out for.
Dr.
Let's all
Joe.
do a quick
Yeah,
Yes.
let's all
cheers.
Cheers to
pour one
Dr.
out for Dr. Joe. We
Love
love
Dr. Joe.
him.
Dr. Joe is the best.
love
Kind,
him.
humble man. I'd love to patronize his practice.
Yeah,
We love him.
owensmixers.com, Barstool 15 for 15%
Yeah, Barstool
off.
15.
Do it for
Really,
Dr.
really good.
Joe.
It's delicious, right?
R.I.P. Chasen. I guess we'll see him on TikTok.
We'll see him on
Yeah, we'll
TikTok.
catch you on TikTok.
Bachelor in Paradise, maybe. We'll see if
Definitely.
if his
He's-
lip injections are still in.
Yeah,
on
we'll
Bachelor
see.
in Paradise.
He's got Bachelor in Paradise written all over him.
Yeah,
Big time.
absolutely. And then it'll fit more of the Outer Banks vibe. We don't want to keep telling him that because I absolutely think John B is better than him, and I don't
Totally.
want Chasen
He
to
loves
get
it. He definitely
No,
loves it.
he gets a big head and it's pissing me off now. I'm
He
like,
does,
fuck
agreed.
you, Chasen. I really don't like him.
Because of his mouth.
I'm going too far.
People think
No,
he
no.
looks like him, so he now, and
He
he's handsome. So
TikToks,
people
he
are
has
like,
little
oh, well,
TikToks
I look
and
like
that.
him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Looks
he
like
does.
the new girl guy more than anyone else.
Agreed, Dr.
Yeah.
Sam.
Oh, Dr. Sam,
Totally
good
agree.
point. Okay, let's get some questions in. We'll get 2 questions in because we're running over time here, and we got Fran on the other line who's going to come in for the rose and the cut of the week. But if we have questions, I'm on the YouTube page, which is exciting. MTV, listen, we're always looking out for you. So if you're in the chat, hit us with a question. I don't know if it's going fast enough.
Yes.
Just freezing up for you.
Yeah,
That's
just
a nice
freezing it.
gift.
I love it. No,
That's
it's
very
fine.
lucky.
Maybe
Where,
we'll just skip the questions because it's not coming in now.
we can go back to the questions. What do
I
we?
got a question. Who do you guys think is gonna win?
Oh, that's a good question. I have honestly no idea.
I
feel
think
like
Brendan. Like I said, I'm
Yeah.
all in on the Brendan train
probably
right
the best
now.
guess at this
Okay.
point. Yeah.
There's something dreamy about Brendan, and I'm just seeing it this week. I'm just like, my eyes are just being open to it right
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
I have a question. Do you guys think that Easy's tie was too long?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
didn't notice
do think
that.
it's
Something
long.
about Easy rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah.
I didn't notice
that
his
seems
tie.
to be.
I didn't notice his
Good
tie.
call. Good
Yeah,
call.
it
Yeah, I don't
seems
like
to be
it.
Not
common.
because we told you anything, but
Yeah.
just because
Nah,
he
I
rubbed you
just
the
don't
wrong
like
way.
Easy.
I respect a guy that has whose hairline is just retreating backwards at an alarming rate that still looks good, and he
Like
pulls
his,
that
yeah.
off. Yeah.
I don't
He's
mind.
fine.
He
I
seems
mean,
to be fine,
yeah,
but
well.
we all know.
Long time.
Okay, we're just going to move on to the segment because it literally froze. Roan can
Yeah,
attest
no,
to
you're
that.
not
It actually
lying.
froze right when I was going to do the questions. So now let's do who are we giving our roses to? Who are we cutting? I did not warn Tommy and Rudy about this.
Yeah, we
so
just realized.
Oh,
So-
And they don't watch the show.
and they
It's
don't
not
watch
even
the
like
show, so it'll be
It's all right.
interesting.
You can go last.
You can give
No,
your
I'll be all
rose
right.
to anybody. You can cut anybody's stem,
Any
whatever
like
it is.
person, place, or thing. It can
Stem
be.
cut is like I'm voting them off.
Yeah. Being
Yeah.
like, I don't want this
And
here
it's
anymore.
one of each.
And a
It can be
rose, I'm like,
people. It can be things. It can be.
all right, you guys start.
Okay.
Okay, Roan, let's start off with you. Who are you giving your rose to?
I'm gonna give my rose to Tayshia's hair flip. When she walked out
Love
of
it.
there and flipped that hair, I thought that's the bossest bitch move that she's made since she's been on there. She said, I'm not gonna take anything from any of these guys, and it's almost like they were waiting for Tayshia to have that moment. The hair flip was that moment for me. I'm giving my rose to her hair flip.
And
Excellent
whose are you going to
rose.
cut?
It pains me to do this, but I think that Ed is nearing his end. I think that Ed had a great run, but he just didn't have the fireworks this episode. I think that it's just about time for us to say goodbye to Ed.
That's a good one. Kelly?
I agree. I'm going to go ahead and give my rose to Ivan. He obviously deserves a rose tonight. He had great conversations. I also love the fact that he turned himself from my eyes, from this loser, corny guy into this well-spoken gentleman. So good for him. I think that my stem is going to go to the La Quinta hot tub because it was trash. And
Yeah.
we don't need to see it anymore. I might take it off the drinking game because I
Yeah.
don't want to see it anymore.
I'm gonna give my rose to those ice cream sundaes. They look
Fabulous.
delicious, and they spurred us to get some ice cream sundaes, which were absolutely delicious.
Wonderful.
And let's see, cut stem. Ben's moment when he said, man, she just thinks I'm the worst. Have some confidence, brother. That was really just a pathetic look. She seems to like him, but that was the lowest moment of the season.
Those are good ones.
For me, I'm going to give my rose to Blake because his face is awe-inspiring. As Rowan said, he looks like a husky. Every time I look at him, I just get a little bit of joy. And then I'm cutting my stem for Bennett's line about breastfeeding. I just can't get over that. I don't think people are talking about how odd of a chirp that
Because
is.
men don't traditionally breastfeed is the thing.
Yeah, I can't wrap my head around like what that even means.
Good
Like
point.
I can't.
Yeah,
I
Good
can't.
point.
Like,
Valid
I'm
point.
saying that. It's like,
Like
we're dancing
when
around the
like
fact
Noah
that,
is
Right,
playing
right.
them like a fiddle, and then he says, "I can't breastfeed." Like, what does that mean?
Did
Fair
you go to
enough.
Harvard though?
Yeah.
You went to
Who
Harvard.
gives a
Yeah.
shit,
You
dude?
hate
Good point. But he also can't spell limousine. So
That's true.
we
Yeah.
also have Fran on the line. So Fran, who will you be giving your rose to, and who will you be cutting?
Hey, Fran.
Beautiful
Hey, guys.
scenery.
Love it.
Thanks, everyone. It was really hard for me to choose. I just gotta say, I love this episode. I'm giving a rose to Ivan. Absolutely love Ivan. Also, just gotta throw out there, don't like the Zac C slander. Zac C is a fantastic and probably an Eagles fan, Roan. So
I'm just saying,
keep
I
that in
can't get
mind.
past the look. I'm on board with him. I'll
Yeah.
get on board
I
with
knew
him.
you'd be pissed
Okay.
at that slander, Fran.
Okay, I also want to give a rose to the producers who refused to direct Ed in the right direction. They
Yes.
didn't give him any help whatsoever. And to Dr. Joe, because Dr. Joe deserved a rose. I had a lot of
roses tonight,
to
my
give
friend.
I
her
don't
to.
know if that's
Now,
allowed,
I'm-
but
She can do as many. She can
I-
do them.
New rules. I'm cutting.
There are no rules.
I'm cutting Kenny. I know Kenny already was sent home, but Kenny calls Tayshia T, and it's the most annoying thing I've ever heard. Nobody calls her T. That's not a nickname. I don't think she likes it. Hence, he went home. But he continued to call her T, and I was like, "That I don't like that, Kenny. See ya, Kenny."
yeah. Well,
So-
they clearly didn't have a connection, so that's a good
I
call.
also-
that
yeah, I thought Kenny was weird,
nobody
too.
calls Tayshia T. Thank you,
Nobody.
Fran.
Yep.
Also, MTV actually
guys.
said that. They said their rose
Thanks,
goes
Fran.
to producers that sent Ed to Chris Harrison. So I wanted to give a shout out to MTV
Oh,
there
good.
because
Thank you,
they're in the
MTV.
chat. So
Wow,
Thanks,
MTV,
That was-
MTV
that
and
was a
Fran
good
being
one,
on the same
MTV.
page.
I am going to give my rose to. Oh, I didn't even think about this.
Choose wisely.
I know.
Choose
Biggest
wisely.
Okay, I
decision
know who
of
I'm
your
gonna
life.
cut.
You only get 3.
I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna cut Chasen just because one final time. I feel like I want to
Fair.
get that out of my system. He really pissed me off with all his TikToks and him, like I said, comparing himself to John B. way too many times. Like, we're allowed to say it, you're not. So I'm gonna cut Chasen's stem, and I will give my rose to Chris Harrison, because I haven't given my rose to Chris
Hey.
Harrison yet, and you know what? He offered Ed a nice glass of red wine, and that's a really sweet thing to do. These guys, they're probably just looking for some companionship, somebody to hang out with, and that was really nice of Chris Harrison.
Absolutely.
He
I'm with
played
you
him
on
like
that,
a
Maria.
fiddle. Chris Harrison played him like a fiddle.
He did, but
He just
it was
wanted to find
great.
some love, and he just
He's
made him
good.
fucking suck down wine for hours.
It was
And
amazing.
that is why we love Chris Harrison.
That's why he's the
It's
best in the
torture.
business.
No, that's why
it.
he's the best.
He
I
knows how to
think-
make it good.
Yeah, this wraps up this episode of Cutting Stems, a great night of The Bachelorette. Thank you, Roan. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Rudy. Thank you, Kelly.
Thanks for having me.
It was a really fun night. We had Sundays in honor of Tayshia.
It was
so
a lovely evening,
Yeah.
I
It
would
was-
say.
I
Yeah.
really brought
Yeah.
the good vibes, yeah.
Yeah,
Fun stuff.
yeah.
Thank
fun
you so
stuff.
much, and happy
Um,
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy
Happy
Thanksgiving,
Thanksgiving,
to everybody.
Go to owensmixers.com, Barstool 15, and you'll get 15% off.
What?
Cheers.
For your holiday. Cheers. Stay safe.
Cheers.
Bye.